Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Ryan, aka Hero, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. I decided I wanted to post a video. So today we are talking about Genshin Impact 30 days in, my experiences, good, bad, and everything in between. So before we hop into it, I'm gonna do what all the great YouTubers do and tell you guys to like that subscribe button and follow that description. Yeah. Also, side note, I do stream here and there, a selfless plug, but right here on this YouTube channel, hit that bell and you'll be notified on all the yeah. Okay, let's do this. Alright, so I want to start off by talking about my background because I do have a history in gacha games. For many people, this is a new concept. I've been covering these types of games for over 3 or 4 years now, more or less. I've taken quite a break, but I do understand the community and everything along those lines, so I feel like I do have some input that not too many other YouTubers do. Alright, so what are gachas? Basically, gacha games are a mechanic in the game where it's kind of like loot boxes. You'll throw in either in-game currency or real-life money currency, and you will get a reward back. The reward is not guaranteed. There is a pool of a bunch of things. Some may be rare and some may be very uncommon or common, and in a way, this is gambling. Now, I've seen a few YouTubers make videos on this type of game just because it did blow up and it is pretty much mainstream at this point, which is really wild coming from my corner of the internet space. But this is a new concept for a lot of people, and I can definitely understand where so many people are coming from. This is not, in my opinion, I should say, this is not a great business practice, as it does drain a lot of money from people who are willing to throw money at some pixels. That being said, I have spent my fair share on gachas, but at that time I was a YouTuber who's, making the views, getting the revenue. I was making my money back, definitely. But for a lot of people who don't make YouTube videos and are just playing this game just to play it, it's kind of a bad habit, A lot of people are spending money when they shouldn't be, or could be putting it towards a lot of other useful things in their lives. That being said, though, for this game, I don't really spend money. I've spent $15 so far, $5 for the monthly pack, and $10 for the battle pass. I feel like if you were to spend money, those are definitely the best bang for your buck. That being said, though, you do not have to spend any money whatsoever to play this game, have extreme amounts of fun, and still compete at a pretty high level. Now, this game is only PvE, so there's no player versus player, meaning that you really don't need any money or any amazing gear pieces or swords or weapons or anything like that to beat the game, excel at it, and have a fun time. That's very important for me, and I hope you guys understand that. I got so many comments prior to making this video of people talking to me on stream, selfless plug by the way, asking me, do you need to spend money? And as I said, the clear answer is no. Even if I didn't spend those $15, I would still be having so much fun. Alright, and with that, we are going to go on to the good about this game. We'll do the bad after because, you guys always want the good news first. Alright, so I'm gonna start off by talking about the amazing visuals in this game. It truly feels like you are a anime main character with all these cool powers and flashy movesets. It's honestly really cool. I am a man of absolute drip. If I don't look good in a game, I simply probably won't play it, let's be honest. But this game excels at that. Whoever you play, they all have cool powers, they all have different unique abilities, and they all look pretty cool, I'd say. And the world itself, wow. This game, everyone says it, but this game is literally the anime version of Breath of the Wild. Dare I say, a little bit prettier? I think so. Also, on the note of the map itself, one, it is vast, it is massive, and it is only going to get bigger with every update. That being said, with the massive world, it feels very populated. There's a bunch of things that you can run around, get completely sidetracked on for hours, and forget about why you even went there in the first place. I have definitely done that, and I know you guys have too. The world is filled with mobs, enemies, NPCs, chests, little puzzles. There's just so much to do in this game, even if you aren't following the story, and that's something to be noted. Moving on, I wanted to talk about the progression of the game. I feel like it is at a very good pace, in my opinion. I know a few people think it's very grindy and very slow, but that's just what this type of game is. It's a very grindy game. You're gonna do a dungeon 20 times to get the single gear piece that you want. want, and in my opinion, it's really satisfying when you do get that piece. I like slowly building up my characters, making them as strong as I possibly can, and that's just something that's really cool in my opinion. Moving on, I did want to talk about a few things. One, the team customization, team building, and the elemental combos. Now, if you guys haven't played a game like this, it's probably really overwhelming. With all the different artifacts and all the different weapons and everything like that, it's hard to keep track of. But once you do figure that out, I feel like it is expanding the horizon that you didn't even think you saw or could see. You can build every single character exactly how you want to correlate with your team perfectly. For instance, with the team that I have on the screen right now, I have 2 fires and 2 electrics. The combination, the elemental combination of both, does overload, which is one of the most damage-based attacks or effects. And each of them individually are built to support each other. I'm running 2 main DPS, which are damage dealers, and I also have 2 supports. So I have them built specifically only to do support damage, which it's just a nice thought that they made. It makes team building a lot more fun and versatile, and that actually moves me on to my second point. You can use any character you want and do anything in the game. Some of the weaker units that you might think, well, they can do crazy damage with the right gear and weapon, along with assisted units. If you like a specific unit, but everyone says that person's garbage, I'm looking at you, Amber, you can build a whole team around that unit and make her or him, you know, or any, you can make that person the star of your team and do crazy damage or crazy support or whatever you want that person to do. And my final point in the good category is the fact that you can play on your PC, on your PlayStation, on your phone, and it is all connected in one account. I love the option of playing on my computer and then getting tired or wanting to go on the couch and watch some TV, pull out my phone, and still continue exactly where I left off. It's just a concept that I found very interesting, and that's the whole reason why I gave this game a shot in the first place. And honestly, it's just really convenient, and I have a blast playing it on my phone and on my computer. Alright, now we are going to go on to the bad, and I will tell you guys, the list is not long, and I can definitely see all of it being fixed in the upcoming updates. Now, the first thing is co-op. I didn't put co-op in the good, which it definitely could be. I definitely do have a lot of fun playing with the squad of 4, running around doing domains or going up against bosses. But my one thing is that I feel like nothing is challenging enough that warrants co-op. Yes, it does help with time management and time wasting, you know, doing dungeons super fast with 4 people. But I just feel like they could have some events, and I do believe they are going to come out with events like this that I'm talking about, where it's extremely hard and you almost need to have at least one other person with you. That just seems like a really cool concept and something that really gets me fired up to make my characters as strong as I can so they can go into battles with my homies and actually help them out. Now, like I said, I can definitely see them fixing this and including new events and new raids and new dungeons and new bosses. So for now, this will be in the bad, but overall, I do love the co-op option of this game. Next up is the rates. Now, this can also be a good or bad thing in my opinion. Getting a 5-star will mean something so much more if the rates are current and how they are right now, which I don't see as a bad thing, but for the newer players or the new people who don't play this type of game, they don't really understand how low these rates actually are. Now, I don't know if I want this to actually get fixed or anything like that. I'll leave it to the community and the game developers to decide that. But yeah, I'll just leave you guys on that note. Leave in the comments down below what you guys think about it. Next up, and the second to final thing, is the combos and the air attacks are kind of okay. Now, as you guys have seen on the screen, I know a few combos with my team. I built them specifically to maximize as much damage as I can, and I love working with them in that aspect. I just wish there were more combos, you know, some cancels and then into other characters where there's no time in between where you can get attacked or anything like that, but I can also see why that could be OP. On the note of air attacks, I really do wish we could do some air attacks, jump up in the air, do a few slices, and then do the slam or something along those lines. I feel like that would make this game a lot nicer and cooler in my opinion. Now moving on to the final point on the bad. You guys all know it, it's the resin. Now they did actually answer a few questions on their Q&A, and they talked about the resin, and they know it's an issue, and they are going to fix it. So as of right now, we'll leave it in the bad, but once again, it is going to get changed and fixed, hopefully. So I'll leave it at that for at least the resin problem. That being said though, on a side note I guess, a lot of people just say like there's absolutely nothing else you can do once your resin's out, and I just disagree. I feel like there's so much to do. There's always chests that you can get, there's always mob bosses that you can grind that don't take resin, and I just feel like there's a whole lot of things that the game gives you to spend all of your precious time on. And with that, I will give you guys my final statements and ratings. Overall, I really like this game. I've spent countless hours on it already, and it's kind of crazy that it's already been 30 days since I started playing this game. I highly recommend it to anybody who's into these types of games where you grind a lot, you play dungeons, you play for your friends here and there. It's a lot of fun. And I can only be more excited for the future and what they do with the game and the direction they go with it also, because it does seem like they are listening to their community quite often and a lot at that, which that's always nice to see. So for my final statement, definitely check out the game if you haven't. Don't worry about spending money because you don't need to. And just enjoy the game for what it is, because it's gonna be something memorable in the future. And with that being said, I'm ending off this video here. If you guys enjoyed it, you know, leave that like button, a smack or two, you know. Actually, don't smack it twice. Either 1 or 3 times. Take it or leave it. I also want to say that I have been streaming a lot. I don't really upload too much, but I might, you know, depending on how well this video is perceived. But definitely do check out my streams. We have a lot of fun there. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And as always, have a nice day. Peace.